I told you that was a long chapter and my video cut off in the middle of it, so let's get back. We're halfway through chapter 13. I told you to cut that out, I shouted, and I want to know which one of you wrote that my body is abnormal. My body is as normal as any of yours, even more normal because I don't have to hide in any closet when I get undressed. And who says I have ugly feet? Your feet are just as ugly. I wrote about your feet, Sandra said, because your big toes are funny looking. I think there's something wrong with them. How dare you say that about my feet, I yelled, you big fat crybaby. I'm going home, Sandra bawled. I don't have to stand here and listen to this. That's right, Jane told her. Go running home to Mama, just like you always do. She tossed the model boat at Sandra. I could tell plenty about you if I felt like it, Sandra said, throwing the model back at Jane. You just try it and I'll get you, Jane yelled as she flung another model. This time Sandra picked it up and sent it flying across the room at Jane. And Mouse picked one up and did the same thing. I got so mad I yelled, "You're ruining my party!" And I threw one of Bobby's models at Jane. Pretty soon we were all throwing the models at each other. And we were all screaming and half crying too, because of all the terrible things we wrote about each other, even though some of them were true. That's when Libby opened the door and said, "What is going on in here?" I shouted, "Get out and mind your own business." Jane threw a model at Libby and Libby had to duck so it wouldn't hit her in the head. Instead, it hit Marianne, who was standing right behind Libby. She hollered, "You little brats, you little baby brats, you're too young for a slumber party." I said, "Get out of my room now. I'm going to tell Mother and Father about this, Shelia." Blah, 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 I said. "Yeah," Mouse said to them, "blah, blah, blah." Then Mouse looked at me and we started to laugh. And when we did, Jane did too. After a minute, even Sandra joined in. We all laughed at Libby and Marianne as we shouted, "Blah, blah, 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 blah." Libby called us baby brats one more time before that she slammed our door shut. Then I flopped down on my bed and looked around at my room. Bobby's models were all over the place. "He's going to get me." "Don't be silly," Mouse said. "He said he would and he means it." "I know he means it." "So what? Who cares about the old model maniac?" Mouse said. "That's easy for you to say," I told her. "You're not the one he's going to get. There's only one thing to do." "What's that?" Sandra asked. "We've got to fix every single model." "But how can we?" Sandra said. "One of them broke right in half." "That one we can throw in the garbage. But the rest of them we have to repair." I went to the desk and opened the drawer. I took out 2 tubes of tester's glue and a box of model paints. I divided the models into 3 piles. "It won't take long to fix them up," I said. An hour later, we were still sitting on the floor, gluing and painting, when my mother knocked on my door and called, "Snack time!" I whispered, "Quick, hide the stuff." As I ran across my room to open the door for Mom, she was carrying a big tray of pizza. That smells delicious," Sandra said. "It's nice and hot," Mom told us. She set it down on the desk. Then she wriggled her nose and looked around. "Something smells funny in here, girls." "It does?" I asked. "Yes, like glue or something." "Oh, that's just my toothpaste, Mrs. Tubman," Mouse said. "What kind of toothpaste smells like that?" Mom asked her. "This new kind that prevents cavities," Mouse told her. "I hope it tastes better than it smells," Mom said. "Mother, Mother, is that you?" Libby called. "Yes," Mom said. "We have plenty of pizza." Libby came rushing into my room with Marianne right behind her. "Mother, Sheila and her friends were just awful when you were gone. They were yelling and screaming and throwing around all the models from the top of the dresser." Mom stood in my doorway and said, "Sheila, what's this all about?" "I told you she'd ruin my party," I said. "She just has to butt in on everything." Mom looked over at my dressers. "Where are all Bobby's models?" "Under the bed," Mrs. Tubman Mouse said. "We wanted to make sure nothing would happen to them, so we put them away for the night." "They are impossible children, Mother," Libby said. Mom looked back at us. We all smiled at her. "This is Sheila's party, Libby," Mom said. "I think you and Marianne should go to your room and let these girls take care of themselves. I know they won't do anything destructive to another person's property." "Oh, Mother," Libby said, "you don't understand at all." "Good night, Libby. Good night, Marianne," Mom told them. "Thanks, Mom," I said. "Have a good time, but don't stay up too late." When Mom went downstairs, we started on the pizza. Sandra ate 2 pieces and reached for a third, but we all shook our heads at her, and she put her hand away and said, "The truth really hurts." We all agreed. After our snack, we went back to work on Bobby's models. We fixed them up pretty good. From far away, you never knew there was anything wrong with them. And besides, didn't he say he was bringing home a whole bunch of new ones? So he'll probably never notice that these have been in battle. At least I hope he won't. We spread the models out to dry and put away the glue and paints. I'm getting tired, Sandra said. We can't go to bed yet, Mouse told her. We still have some unfinished business to take care of. What? Sandra asked. I looked at Mouse because I knew what she was thinking. We have to get even with Libby and Marianne for telling on us. Goody, Jane said. They deserve the worst. But what's the worst? Sandra asked. We should put frogs in their beds, Mouse said. Where are we supposed to get frogs? Jane said. Behind my house, Mouse said. There's a brook full of them. Forget it, I said. My mother's not going to let us go running around at this hour. Then we'll have to think about something else, Mouse said, but it's got to be really great. I know, I said. We'll decorate the toilet seat with toothpaste, and the first one of them to sit down will get full of you-know-where. Hey, that's a neat idea, Sheila, Mouse said. How'd you think that up? When your brain knows it all, it's easy, I told her. I could tell from Mouse's expression that she was the one who wrote that about me. I didn't care, because she also wrote that I am an interesting person, and I like that idea a lot. Even Sandra and Jane wrote that in general I was okay, and that's what counts. So what if they think I'm bossy sometimes? It's only because I know more than they do. So what if I have weird eyebrows and funny toes? Not that I agree, because I don't see anything weird about my eyebrows, and my toes are just like everybody else's toes. But to be an interesting person, well, not everyone can be that. That is something special. We all went into the hall bathroom and brushed our teeth and used the toilet. Then I personally covered the toilet seat with toothpaste. When I was finished, the others wanted to add a little to it, so by the time we were done, there wasn't a spot on it without toothpaste. We went back to my room and waited. When my bedroom door is open, you can hear the water running in the bathroom. Pretty soon we heard Libby and Marianne walking down the hall. They're going to the bathroom now, Jane said. Shh, I told her. I think they brushed their teeth first, and then it sounded like one of them was gargling. It was hard to keep from laughing because we knew in another minute Libby or Marianne would be sitting down on all that toothpaste. But then we heard the toilet flush without a sound from either one. I don't get it, Mouse said. They probably didn't go yet, I whispered back. Maybe they just flushed a tissue or something. We waited some more and the toilet flushed again, but still no sound from either one of them. Maybe they go standing up? Mouse asked. Why should they? I asked. Our toilets are clean. Maybe they use your mother's bathroom instead, Sandra said. No, Libby never uses my mother's bathroom. Well, I don't know, Mouse said, peeking out into the hall, but they're on their way back to Libby's room. It doesn't make sense, I said. Doesn't make sense at all, Mouse, Sandra, and Jane agreed. I got into bed and the others snuggled into their sleeping bags. We'll get them tomorrow, I said. They'll be sorry they told on us. We giggled for a long time before we fell asleep. The next morning I got up early and looked down at my friends. They were sound asleep. I had to go to the bathroom, so I got out of bed, tiptoed down the hall. I forgot all about the toothpaste until I sat on the toilet. It was still sticky. It got all over my backside. I couldn't even get it off with the paper. And it itched too, so I decided to take a shower. But when I turned on the water, it came out icy cold, and I screamed so loud I woke everyone up. Dad and Mom, Libby and Marianne, Sandra, Jane, and Mouse all came running down the hall. I covered myself up with a big towel and told them that water was very cold. Mom said, Sheila, why on earth were you going to take a shower this early in the morning? To get the toothpaste off of me, I said. As soon as I said that, Libby and Marianne started laughing. I stuck my tongue out at them. What toothpaste, Mom asked. Mouse said, you see, Mrs. Tubman, Sheila had a lot of mosquito bites, and my mother always says toothpaste will stop them from itching. So I spread toothpaste all over me, I said, but now I want to wash it off. Is that your new toothpaste, Mouse? Mom asked. The one that smells like glue? It doesn't matter what kind of toothpaste you use, Mrs. Tubman, Mouse said. Any old kind will do. I never heard of putting toothpaste on mosquito bites, Mom said. Next time I'll get one, I'll have to try it. That night, after my friends went home, Daddy asked, did you have a nice party, Sheila? Oh, yes, I told him. My slumber party was the best slumber party that ever was, just like I knew it would be. That's good, Daddy said, slapping the back of his neck. Woo! I've got some really bad mosquito bites. Sheila, would you run upstairs and get me that toothpaste? Don't bother, Daddy, I said, starting to laugh. It really doesn't help at all. So that's the end of chapter 13. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon for the next chapter. Bye.